Well, I'm more than happy to be back in the kitchen today. It's a little bit cloudy out there today. The air's chilled a little, so I'm more than happy to be back over the stove where it's a little bit warmer. And I've got a really easy, delicious, simple, very well liked, I think, by the whole family, leftover dish from chicken. If you had roast chicken over the weekend and you've got a few bits and bobs left, and it doesn't matter what you've got, whether you've got breast, you know, the brown meat, whatever, the legs, and if you haven't got enough, you can actually add a little bit of ham or sausage or whatever you've got to it as well. Okay, so all I've done here is, let's put this back on, I have already fried a little bit, a combination actually of spring onions and onions. I would normally use leek, but I don't have any leek left, and I'm not going to go out to the shops just to buy leek for this dish. And I've just fried them really gently in a little bit of oil and butter. The butter adds a little bit of flavour, and the oil stops the butter from burning. I'm sure you've heard that a million times before. My induction hob's playing up, here we go. Come on. There we go. Okay, so I've just fried those really gently, and say gently, that's not so gentle, is it? And if this happens and it gets a bit hot, just add a drop of cold water and it calms everything down again. And I've fried them gently so I don't brown the onions too much. And if you're using leek especially, keep it really low because leeks really do burn quite quickly, as do spring onions. Okay, so into that, so I've just fried them until it's nice and soft. Into that, I'm going to add my leftover chicken. Okay, so obviously if you've had chicken over the weekend, keep it refrigerated until you use it. And I suggest you make this quite last minute because it's so quick and easy, it's unbelievable. At this point, pop your oven on, about 180 degrees, okay? We're just going to stir the chicken round like that. I'm using an paella dish here, an paella dish from Spain, because it's nice and flat and you can see what I'm doing. And it's got metal handles so I can pop it straight in the oven to finish off. Once everything is sort of warmed through, I've got a glass of wine. I won't say it's leftover wine, it's just a glass of wine. I'm going to put half a glass in there, okay, because I'm making a reasonably smallish quantity here compared to what I normally cook with for my family. Okay, we'll just heat the wine. Don't worry about the alcohol and children, etc., because as this, you can see it's evaporating already, the alcohol evaporates off at a low temperature. Okay, I've got some garlic. Maybe I should have put that in a little bit sooner, but I forgot about it. So it doesn't matter, it's going to be cooked out anyway, so we're going to squeeze about a small clove of garlic, not too much, into that. I'm also going to add a little stock cube, a little bit of tarragon. Now tarragon isn't everybody's taste, okay, so don't put too much, just a little, and some mustard, okay, and then give it a little stir first, get everything nicely mixed. So you've got the wine in there, a little drop of water, remember I added just to stop the onions from browning too much, and then into that a little glass of 100 mils of double cream, okay? Double cream and wine mix perfectly fine. Single cream, you might end up with a little bit of a curdling taking place, okay? But that's like that. Let's just turn that down a little. So just turn it right down now. I just want to keep it warm and keep everything cooking, especially that garlic that I added late. A little bit of salt. If you used a chicken stock cube, you might not want too much salt because some of them can be a little bit saltier than others. A little bit of black pepper. Black pepper if you don't mind seeing the little specks in there. But if you do, go back to the old-fashioned type. Do you remember white pepper days? Put white pepper in there as well. And so we'll just stir all that around. Usually, if you just let this bubble for a few minutes, you won't need to thicken it because the cream, well, all the evaporation, it all sort of reduces down and becomes a nice thickish cream. Now then, if you stick to a recipe at this point, read through your recipe to make sure you haven't forgotten anything, and it should look something similar to that. Okay, so the flavours in there with the garlic, the tarragon, the stock cube, salt and pepper. And what I'm going to do now is this, as I said, can go in the oven. So I've got some leftover bread. As you buy a new loaf and you've got a few slices left over, blitz it up, pop it in the freezer and keep it, and then that is perfect. Let's turn this off, but just popping over the top, just like that, okay, just normal breadcrumbs. You can add a bit of Parmesan cheese into it as well if you want to make it a little bit cheesy, and then you just pop that in the oven for no more than about 15-20 minutes, and you've got yourself a leftover chicken and tarragon pie. I hope you try it because it's so simple and so delicious. Nobody will know that you've thrown it together in minutes.